Good morning, it's day 7 on the PCT, and I'm Linda, and I'm hiking home for shelter. Nom, 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 nom. Okay, so update, fresh apple, fresh fruit. I had other fresh fruit for breakfast too, because I was in Julian, California for a rest night last night in a real bed with a real blanket and a real window. It all smelled so good. So I wanted to tell specifically my colleagues from Royal LePage who are going on the Sahara Trek for shelter, which is a 100-kilometer hike through the desert. Like, I'm in the desert, but look how beautiful it is. And apparently this green is very unusual. It's after all the rain they had this winter. They said there are people, adults, who have never seen these hills green in their entire lives. Usually they're scorched brown. But when you guys go to the Sahara, you won't believe how the sand will get in everything. Take a hanky, not a hanky, a bandana, tie it to the front strap of your day pack. Try to keep it damp if you can, and you can wipe your face and your nose. And your nose is gonna get really gross. And it may bleed because of the dryness, and we are just not used to that well, I suppose if you live in the interior of BC, you might be used to it. But I'm not used to that dryness. So my nose is totally producing crusty stuff that I'm not used to, and it bled yesterday. And speaking of bleeding, I'm perfectly safe out on in a very high risk environment. I go into the hotel room, and on my way to bed, I bend over to plug something in one of my devices to charge, and I come up too fast and hit my head on the corner of the mounted television. Nearly passed out, but it was late at night. Everybody was in bed. There was nobody to ask for help, and I bawled, I don't mind telling you, because it hurt like a bugger. So once I pulled myself together, I went and got ice, because it really did come up into a goose egg, and it's sore today. Took some ibuprofen, went to bed. I'm fine. So when you're all sandy and you got to get your clothes washed and you got to get yourself washed, you all go together in the shower and you wash it all. I spent an hour and a half in the shower in Julian washing everything I owned. And I thought that I had cleaned myself every night in the tent. I could practically scrape the dirt off my legs. And I'm wearing pants. How is that possible? That's what I'm saying. It gets in everywhere. So left Julian this morning after a great breakfast, and came back to the Sunrise Trailhead, and now heading down to Scissors Crossing. We'll be heading out of this higher elevation and going down onto the desert floor, where apparently it gets stinking hot. Check in with you later. Okay, I just thought I'd bring you in on a little bit of an uphill climb, one that's not as dangerous as some of the others that I've done. And while the wind isn't blowing at tornado forces, and this is some kind of like a dirt road that's joining one side of the valley with we came off of that ridge down into the valley, and now going up to another ridge, and we'll be on that probably most of the afternoon. So just in case I was making it look easy, I just want you to know it is really hard. This is pretty typical pitch for an ascent. Most often there's a cliff on one side and a straight vertical up on your other side, and rocks and boulders to step over. So that's why I said this is pretty safe. One of the things that I'm struggling with is the altitude. We were at about, we were at about 5,900, 5,500, somewhere around there in Julian last night. And now we've come down to, we went down into the valley, down to about 4,000. And why stay down there when you can go back up the other side of the valley and go on a new mountain ridge? Oh, I passed the 100-kilometer mark. Yay! It was marked out in stones, obviously by someone from a country other than the States. So that's nice. I'm happy to do that. And it reminds me of all my colleagues who hike every year. Or is it every second year? I think it's every second year for shelter, 100 kilometers on some kind of wilderness trail. So far they've done Machu Picchu, then 2 years later they did Iceland, and this year they're doing the Sahara, which is just sand, sand, sand. So hope it's not as hilly for you guys.